Our theme today is all about affirmations. And affirmations are positive statements that you can say to yourself or to someone else. And it's one of those things that, like, fake it till you make it. Like, if you tell yourself affirmations, then your body has a tendency to lean towards whatever you're saying to yourself. So it could be something like, I am strong, I am kind, I am love. For those of you who are in the world of AP land, I am smart, I am prepared, I am calm, I'm ready. And if you don't feel like you're getting resistance and like it's not landing for you, then maybe say to yourself, I am open to the possibility. I'm open to the possibility that I am beautiful. I am open to the possibility that I am ready to take this test tomorrow, or whatever it might be for you. See if you can open yourself to the possibility of an affirmation. So think if there's something that you need to be saying to yourself now that would be helpful for you. And I'll share different ones that I think might be helpful for us today as we go about our practice. So let's start in tabletop. So all fours, everything's stacked, shoulder, wrists, elbows, gripping with your fingers, like clawing into the ground, making sure your knees are under your hips, your feet are parallel to each other behind you. And then let's start just a little bit of movement, maybe making sure that you're pushed out, scapular push-up wise, like are you in a push-up, or let it sag and push up and sag. And then try a few just spine movements, like a nod from this direction would be dropping your belly and lifting your head, and then arching back and rocking back. But don't just keep yourself to nods. Maybe sway to a side. Just kind of start moving your spine, whatever, let somebody in, whatever feels good for you. Just to warm up your spine a little bit. And if you can link it with your breath, a lovely thing to do to make it more of a moving meditation. But if you don't want to, don't. No obligation. And then come to neutral again, and we'll do the uh, leg and arm lift. So right arm, left leg, if you've got it in you, strong. And then bring them together towards each other underneath your torso. You don't have to touch, but just sort of bring your arms and leg towards each other, and then stretch them back out again, trying to make your arm and your leg parallel to the ground. Maybe link breath with movement if that's something that's good for you. Maybe do one at a time if this isn't good for your body. This be the last one. Really reach and stretch, and then down, and let's switch sides. So left arm up, right leg up, kind of get your alignment settled, grip with your right hand into the ground, and then start bringing them towards each other underneath your torso. Usually it's inhale as you reach and exhale as you crunch, but whatever pattern makes sense for you. And one more, meeting underneath your body, and then back to tabletop. You are strong, you are centered. I am strong, I am centered. Let's go ahead and come on up to our knees for a low lunge. I'm going to start with my left knee forward. Just to start warming up. First stretches of the morning. And then rock back on your, to have a hamstring stretch. Bending forward as much as is right for your body. Maybe having something underneath your knee if this is getting to be a lot of pressure. And then let's switch sides. So right knee forward. Come into a low lunge. And don't forget to breathe. And then go ahead and rock back for hamstrings with whatever supports that you want. I don't have blocks here. I only have a chair, so I'm going to use a chair today. You might also use a strap today if that's something that you have around. Okay, come on out of that, stand up on your knees. I'm going to twist so I can stay on my mat, and we'll do gait. So that's bringing one leg out and then gently gliding down that leg, adding an arm if you feel like it. And breathe and opening up the side body and the inner thigh. Try not to have pressure because on the way that your knees don't go. Come on out and let's switch sides. Glide down. Add an arm if you feel like it. Add an arm overhead if you feel like it. And breathe. And then we're going to come into down dog. So come out of your gate. I'm going to let someone in. So our first down dog of the day. So have a generous bend in your knees if that feels good to you. Let your head dangle. Long line between your fingers or even the heel of your hands all the way out to your tailbone. And then walk your hands back for forward fold. Let your head dangle again. And keep breathing. And then half forward fold. Couple breaths. Forward fold. And then stand up. Arms up. And back to mountain. We're going to do a sun salutation from here. Should probably tuck in the back. All right. There we go. Sun salutation number 1. Here we go. Actually, let's start the other end. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, come on down to your belly. Inhale, cobra. And let's hold this cobra for a breath or two, just to counteract all your sitting from today and yesterday. And then on your next exhale, come into down dog. And let's hold the down dog for a couple breaths. And maybe walk your dog this time, shifting your weight from left to right. And then either bring your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands, whichever seems good for you. Half forward fold, forward fold. Strong abs, stand up, arms up. Exhale, mountain. Let's do another one. Sun salutation 1. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, plank, shift forward, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Couple recovery breaths in down dog, or puppy or child's pose if you need to. Men, either feet to hands or hands to feet. Half forward fold. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up, arms up. Exhale, mountain. Keep going. Sun salutation 2. So, first pose for here is chair. Inhale, drop into your chair. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, plank, shift forward, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, swing it forward. Whatever that looks like for you, drop the back foot. Inhale, rise. Warrior 1. Let's hold this warrior 1 for a couple breaths. Really think about pulling your legs together to have that excellent foundation. Weight in the outside edge of your back foot, shoulders parallel to the front of your mat, arms strong. One more inhale here, and then exhale, plank and lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, swing it forward, drop the back foot. Inhale, rise. And again, let's hold warrior 1 for a couple breaths. Strong foundation helps you rise. I am strong. I am flexible. I am capable. One more inhale here. Plank again. Lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. And if your sun salutation doesn't look like mine, I hope that you are adapting so it's right for your body. Sitting in a chair, using blocks. And then bring your feet to your hands or your hands to your feet. Half forward fold. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, mountain. Yay. Let someone in. 2 people in. Okay. And let's do another sun salutation too. So the whole thing, again, one breath, one movement. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, plank, shift forward, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, bring it forward, drop the back foot. Inhale, rise. Exhale, plank, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, swing it forward, drop the back foot. Inhale, rise. Exhale, plank, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Couple recovery breaths here. Let your head dangle. Notice how this one might be a little bit different than our first one because we're starting to warm up. And then either feet to hands or hands to feet. Half forward fold. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, mountain. Yay. Virtual high five. Giant step wide with your right foot. Point your right foot parallel to the long side of your mat, so long ways. Back foot either parallel to the back edge of your mat or in at an angle a little bit. I'm going to grab my chair. And we're going to move into triangle. So triangle is hinging at your hip, not at your waist. So think about doing that teeter as opposed to this, right? Trying to move from your hip. So inhale, arms tall into a T, and then exhale, hinging here as far as you want to go in your body, using a support if you want to, and stacking your shoulders. Really reaching up with the top hand and trying not to scrunch into the bottom hand. Try extending your arm, so that's palm towards the front of your mat overhead. And then as our challenge and fun, take flight, meaning let go of your bottom hand and bring it up almost parallel to your top hand. Couple breaths here, really focusing on being strong, taking flight like you're Superman, and then come on up and switch feet. So left hand, or left foot, sorry, parallel to the long way. Right foot either parallel to the back of your mat or bend in a little bit. This one, legs stay straight. Arms into a T, big inhale. Exhale, hinging here, reaching, and then stacking your shoulders. Some of you might be using a block or a chair or grabbing your toes, whatever your flexibility is. But check it out. Reach with your top hand. Are they stacked? And then try extending that top arm, meaning palm towards the front of your mat and then over your ear. And then here comes the challenge. Strong foundation. I'm going to let go with my bottom hand and bring it up. What? And keep breathing. And then come on up. Yay. Switch feet again. This time you might want a little bit wider stance because we're going to come into lunge into our front leg. So my right leg is bent, left leg is straight, and we're going to come into side angles. So that's either the forearm to your thigh or wrap if you're a rapper, or grab your toe, whatever is right for your body. The first step is stacking your shoulders. Try not to be sagging into that bottom shoulder. Second step, feel like it, palm towards the front and extend over your head, long line of energy from your fingertips all down your side body and out your heel. And then third option is taking flight. So letting go of that bottom arm and bringing it up next to the top arm. What? And one more breath here. And then before we come up, take the top arm, my left hand, put it down next to my right foot or on a block or on your chair. And we're going to revolve. So twisting from here, trying to stack your shoulders. One more breath here. And then on your next inhale, let's unwrap and come back up. Straighten your legs, arms to a T. Exhale, switch legs. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, drop into the pose on the other side. Step one would be just stacking your shoulders, trying to have strong bottom arm, strong top arm. Step two, palm towards the front, arm overhead, long line between your fingertips, all down your side and out your heel. Third step, if you feel like it, is let's take flight. Superman arms. Whee! And one more reach, flying. And then top hand, my right hand, down to the ground next to my left foot and twisting my torso, reaching up with my left hand, stacking my shoulders and trying to breathe. One more inhale here, and then exhale, look down. Inhale, untwist yourself, and exhale, bring your feet parallel to each other, facing front or parallel to the short edge of your mat. Maybe even having your heels flared out a teeny bit. Check in here. Inhale tall, and then exhale, we're going to do a wide leg forward fold. We've done different variations of this. We've done kind of a down dog arms with your hands walked out. You can be on your fists, on blocks, on a chair. See if you can let your head dangle and see if you can evenly balance your weight throughout your feet, meaning a lot of times we have a tendency to have our weight in our heels. Can you shift that forward without necessarily falling over? And notice what happens depending on how wide your stance is. Obviously, you're going to hit the ground a lot. If you have a wider legs, then it's going to be easier to get your hands onto the ground. So figure out what's right for you. And then come up halfway and grab your hands or your elbows behind you and or forearms, whatever is right for you, and come forward again and see if you can let your head dangle and lift your arms away from your torso, whatever is right for you. If you have a strap, you're welcome to use that here. And keep breathing. Notice your weight distribution again. See if you can evenly distribute your weight throughout your foot. Go ahead and release your hands. Bring your hands to your hips. Come up halfway. Take a whole breath here, halfway. And then come on up. And that should hopefully keep you from falling over. Let's up, right? Awesome. Where my list is. Okay, bring your feet together. Great job. We're gonna go into some challenge balances. Super fun. And I think the affirmation here can be, I am playful. I am fun. And see if you can be, I am kind to myself. So I'm going to start with my shifting my weight to my left foot and bringing my knee up for flamingo. If you're on the more flexible side, or if you have a strap, you could also grab your big toe and bring it out in front of you, or have a strap around that foot. But try to have tall, so you're still in mountain on your in your torso, right? It's still tall spine, stacked, everything stacked, and then see what you've got with with the leg that's in the air. And if you fall out, come back in, whatever. And then we're going to bring knee out to the side, basically for tree. Or if you if you've got your toe, see if you can bring it out, right? Whatever it looks like for you. Fall out, come back in. It's fun. Maybe just be out here. Who knows? And then bring your knee back towards the front, and we're going to teeter totter whole torso over to come into airplane. The more core strength you have, more core engagement, the more stability you will have. But maybe you're just not stable today. Then figure out what you want to do with your arms. They can be at your side, they can be arms in a T. You could also be kind to yourself, right? You can have your arms straight forward, like you're an arrow shooting through. And come out. I can hold that one. Good job. And let's switch sides with that whole little sequence. So shift my weight into my right foot, coming into flamingo, or grabbing a strap and wrapping around my foot, or grabbing the big toe and seeing but trying to have a tall torso, whatever that looks like. And then bring your knee or leg out parallel to the rest of your torso for tree, or grabbing your toe and having a strap going this way, right? Or not, whatever, and falling out and being fine with it. Hopefully, I am playful. And then bring your knee towards the front again and teeter totter over warrior 3. Airplane. Doing whatever you can with your arms, falling out, coming back up, and then just standing up. Congratulations. Very cool. All right, we're almost done. Let's do coming to one end of your mat, big step forward with one foot. I've got my right foot forward, back foot down, coming into my lunge for warrior 1. And then arms to a T for warrior 2. Then I'm going to use my chair for sure to go into what's called half moon. So half moon is I'm going to put all of my weight, this whole apparatus is going to teeter over to the side, right? So put all my weight into my front foot, but then stacking shoulders, stacking hips over your standing leg, trying to have that back leg parallel to the ground. Because I'm using a chair, I'm a little bit more stable than you might be feeling. So let's try extending overhead like we were doing before. And then for an extra challenge, can you bring your arm up? What? And be kind and fall out. And then let's switch sides. So big step forward with your left leg. Well, I'm going to bring my chair with me. Hold on. Left leg, warrior one first, warrior two, and then hopping on to the left leg-ish using supports if you want to. Using a wall. Walls are great for this. With your, excuse me. It's spam. Isn't that fun? I hope you guys didn't have to hear that. And then extend the top arm. And then for our challenge, can we take flight? Flying. And fall out. Yay. Now, let's come down to the ground. So my favorite way to do that is a sun salutation. So inhale your arms up, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, plank, lower. Inhale, cobra. And instead of down dog, let's just, oh, you can do down dog, but maybe do puppy or child's pose, whichever is more comfortable for you. And let's take a little bit of a break. Maybe revisit your affirmation if you created one at the beginning, or maybe repeat something that you've already said. Or find something that you might say to yourself. I am kind. I'm kind to myself. I am love. I am light. Or maybe you can be open to the possibility that you could be kind to yourself. One more breath here. And then come on out and go ahead and sit back. I'm going to find some shade and bring one leg forward for basically seated tree. And our first forward fold will be over our extended leg. And then come on up on your next inhale, and then do a forward fold that over both legs, kind of in the middle. So it's almost like a wide-legged forward fold with one leg bent. And see how that shifts where your legs are stretched, where your back is stretched. Go ahead and come on up, and let's do that one where you take your so my left leg is straight, my left elbow is going to come inside of my left knee, and I'm going to reach up. It's kind of a side bend and side twist. Sometimes you can grab the other knee to help. Go ahead and come on up, and let's switch sides. Switch directions to switch sides. So adjust yourself into seated runner stretch or seated tree. And then bending over the extended leg. Notice as we hold the pose, maybe your belly is getting a teeny bit closer to your thigh as we hold. Now your next inhale, come on up, and then we'll go halfway in between both knees. Notice how that shifts what's stretched. Notice how this side is probably different from your other side. Go ahead and come on up, and then the elbow inside of the knee for more of a side bend. When I'm feeling it in one side of my back and in my hamstring for myself and my glute. Next inhale, come on up, and then we're going to go on to our backs. And to counteract the forward folds, we'll do a couple bridges. So I like starting in robot arms, and on my next inhale, pushing up and lifting my hips. You do a variation that's right for you. One more inhale here, and then go ahead, lower down, maybe shimmy your hips if that feels good, and we'll do another one. You might try being more on top of your shoulders. So come up and either grab my hands underneath or whatever. And as I have this sort of external rotation to be more on top of my upper arm shoulder area, it allows me to lift my hips more. Try to keep your knees over your ankles, not flare your knees out. One more inhale here, and then come on down again. Maybe shimmy your hips, shake it out. And then I'll do a third one. Maybe you'd like to do a more restorative one and have a block underneath your hips. Maybe you'd like to do a more vigorous one and do full wheel pose, whatever is your thing right now. And hold it for 3 or 4 or 5 breaths whenever you're ready. And whenever you're ready to come down, come on down. Awesome. Shake out your hips again. And we're going to do either thread the needle, which or figure 4. It looks kind of like a 4, if you want to, or pigeon. And pigeon was the one where we came up like this kind of a position. Whatever one feels good for you. and your shape, but it's mostly, it should be a glute stretch. You shouldn't have red-tailed hawks right here. Oh, here he comes. Hey, juvenile. Can you guys hear that? Pretty cool. If you're in figure 4, maybe shift your weight from left to right and see how that shifts the stretch. It's also called thread the needle. Go ahead and let's switch sides. If you're in pigeon, you just kind of roll over and switch sides. Whatever you want to do both sides. Notice how this side could be different from the first side. And maybe shift your weight, rock back and forth to see how that shifts, where it's stretched, and find that sweet spot. And then go ahead and come on out of it and be on your back if you aren't already. Come onto your back, grab the tops of your knees, a little self massage. And then keep on holding on to your right knee. Extend your left leg out flat onto the ground. And let's go into a twist. So right knee all the way over your body until it hits the ground on the left side. And then open your right shoulder up towards the ground behind you for a single leg twist. Notice how, as you sit here, you might be able to notice your shoulder or your chest opening up a little bit more, or your twist deepening a little bit more. Your next inhale, come on out, and let's another little round of self massage, and then keep on holding on to your left knee. Extend the right leg out, left knee all the way over your body until it hits the ground on the right hand side, and then opening your left shoulder towards the ground behind you. And breathing and noticing how this side might be different. Go ahead and bring both knees back up to vertical again. Grab the tops of your knees for your final little roll around of self massage. Maybe give yourself a hug if that feels good. And go ahead and find your favorite Shavasana position. And I'm going to sit up. Once you've settled in, notice all the points of contact with the ground. Maybe allow your body to sink in a little bit more. Maybe the affirmation is, I am relaxed, or I am open to the possibility that I might be able to relax. I am grounded. I am centered. I am whole. I am perfect just as I am. Or I'm open to the possibility. What do you need to hear? I am smart. I am brave. I am strong. I am ready. I am love. I am light. I am a yogi. I am beautiful. Go ahead and start to lengthen your breathing. Maybe wiggle anything that needs wiggling. Maybe wrist circles or ankle circles. Maybe give yourself a stretch. And gently and kindly bring yourself back up to sitting. And may the inner light in you reflect the inner light in me. Namaste, everybody.